Hello and welcome to this episode of Brand Buzz with me, Ankita Saxena, a show where we talk about brands, marketing and everything in between. And today, I'm on the sets of Zoya, which is one of Titan's most prestigious and profitable brands that is launching a Kashmir-inspired collection, Whispers from the Valley, that adds another jewel to Zoya's portfolio. And to give us more color on the launch, I'm now joined by the CEO of Jewelry Division Titan, Ajoy Chawla. Hi Ajoy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Ajoy, taking a leaf from the luxury playbook of Zoya, you've come out with a new collection called Whispers from the Valley, which is inspired by Kashmir. Talk to us about this new collection.
Yeah, we are very excited to celebrate Kashmir. Zoya is a brand which is from India. It's our very own authentic luxury brand. And while it appeals to an international taste, we would love to celebrate so many aspects of India. And Kashmir is one of those celebrated and perennial favorites. So Whispers from the Valley is actually, this is a 2.0. It has been one of our most popular collections, long-standing collections for over several years, over 10 years it's been there, and it continues to grow in popularity. And that is what inspired us to say, can we do a Whispers from the Valley 2.0?
Yeah.
And here in this collection, actually, we have also tried to connect it with the metaphorically to the sense of the brand and the muse of the brand. So nature renews itself through transition of seasons. So we looked at the transition of seasons as an inspiration because it also lends itself to a very interesting interpretation of color. The muse, the Zoya woman, actually is also on a path of perennial evolution and renewal. Okay, because she is unapologetically herself.
Yeah.
She is growing, she's evolving. Besides being a well-traveled and been there, done that kind of personality, she's also discovering a lot more about herself. And her evolution is, in a way, expressing her aliveness. Zoya, by the way, the translation of Zoya is alive. And so the metaphor was interesting. And the other important thing is Zoya has always celebrated the precious gemstones and color stones. So in a transition of seasons, you see beautiful color. When you go from autumn to winter, the way the colors of the chinar leaf come alive, and as they fall and the different hues that you see, gives us an opportunity to celebrate those ombre colors. And we have used yellow sapphires, we have used pink sapphires, and to create that beautiful transition effect.
Right.
And besides, of course, playing with the form of the chinar,
right.
Not in its perfect avatar, but in its varied forms. As you move from winter to spring, you see this beautiful interplay between white and green, the frosted snow and the green apple of Kashmir coming alive. So it allows us to play with the emerald and the diamond layered in a very intricate form. And then as you move into summer, it's a celebration of a pop of color through tulips and red apples. And that allows us to, play with a different set of colors. So I think the transition as a metaphor of renewal, as well as the color and precious stones that it allows us to play with, is what this collection celebrates.
Right. Interesting. It's a very beautiful insight, the transition of a woman and the transition of the weather in Kashmir that depicts through the jewelry. But you have a beautiful muse as well as for a woman, that is Sonam Kapoor. Tell us, what does Sonam bring to the table and her association with the brand?
See, Sonam is a style icon.
Yeah.
Her fashion sense, her style sense is really up there. And it is truly international in its appeal. Sonam is also unapologetically herself. She is a non-conformist. She does what she pretty much feels like doing. She's a self-expression, symbol of self-expression for us. And therefore, Sonam symbolizes the muse perfectly for Zoya. Internationally acclaimed, style icon, and she's evolving. She's not stuck to just one thing. She's multi-dimensional, multifaceted as well. So I think Sonam brings a lot which symbolizes the Zoya woman so perfectly for us.
Right, absolutely. Ajoy, also talk to us about the fact that you have under Titan's portfolio, you have Zoya and Tanishq, both of them. Talk to us about the differentiation. But now I know that Zoya, you're positioning it above Tanishq, but there are also a lot of players in the unorganized sector, you know, the family jeweler and so on, the local jewelers. How does Zoya stand apart? What is your selling point?
So I'll take the second one first. How is Zoya different from many of the family jewelers? Hugely different, because Zoya believes in deep design stories. Design is the real differentiator out there. The design of Zoya is very refined, very glamorous, and extremely eclectic. The stories that we take inspiration from are nature, architecture, travel, and many metaphorical stories as well, like the river and the way the river
very
evolves.
Poetic.
Very poetic. So, in fact, you're right. For us, poetry is an important inspiration as well, and which is why, you know, Kashmir is also in a way a poetic expression of India. But Zoya therefore stands apart on its design differentiation and deep design stories, which truly kind of, you know, bring alive the expression. So it is not just beautifully designed and glamorous, but it also has a deeper significance, which I'm not sure if many of the family jewelers are able to put that kind of effort into it. Vis-a-vis Tanishq, see, Tanishq also ranges product offering, you know, even up to 1 crore actually. A lot of Tanishq also sells on rare stones, rare diamonds. We have different collections. We have the ethereal wonders. We have high jewelry even in Tanishq. But there's a fundamental difference in the design language. The Zoya design language is very, very contemporary.
Okay.
It's very eclectic, as I said earlier, and it appeals to an international style. Whereas the Tanishq offering is a lot more Indian. It appeals a lot more to the many more traditional functions, whether it is bridal, whether it is festive.
Right. So what is the price point of this new collection? I believe the price point, the range is pretty huge here.
So this is a big collection. It's
Yeah.
actually got 35 different designs, and
Yeah.
which is a big one for Zoya, because we don't do such large collections. But now that we have a wider footprint in the country, we need to ensure it gets exposed a lot more. So we have 35 different designs, and the range is from 4 lakhs all the way to 75 lakhs.
Wow.
But a large part of the offering will be between the 15 to 25 lakhs range,
Right.
sitting there.
So, Ajoy, tell me about the target group that you're targeting with Zoya, because the price point is pretty diverse. Are you targeting the higher end of the market, or is there something for everyone who's looking for luxury but is on a budget? What's your TG?
The TG is fairly broad in the luxury segment. I could say we are in the luxury segment and the accessible luxury segment.
Okay.
You know, at 5 lakhs and 7 lakhs, it's not luxury anymore for the HNIs of India. It targets the HNI segment, but it could be a snackable product for somebody who's saying, okay, this season, let me indulge myself in a Zoya piece. Yeah, so they could even buy something under 10 lakhs. But I think a heart of the collection is sitting in the 15 to 20, up to 25 lakhs, which I think is not very high, not too low. You know, so I would think it is there. I think one of the pieces which I would like to share here is that the woman who's going to buy Zoya is somebody who is seeking wearable art. You know, it's about artistry and therefore self-expression.
Right. I liked how you used the word snackable for jewelry, given the kind of price points. But what is the average ticket size, firstly? And where do you see the growth coming from? And what are the markets which are driving this growth?
So the markets which drive this growth are certainly the top cities. Though I must share with you an interesting tidbit about this campaign. It has been shot in Srinagar because it's inspired by Kashmir. But of course, you know, the customer is sitting in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Chennai, Lucknow, Ahmedabad, Pune. So these are the cities where Zoya is also present in. So that's where it will sell. Certainly the top metros are the biggest ones. I think the average ticket size of this, I don't know where it will settle. My sense is it should settle somewhere between the 15 to 20 lakh range as a median. We have a special limited edition at 75 lakhs, but those are
very
few pieces, and those are the showstoppers.
Okay.
But I would imagine we'll be settling between the 15 to 20 lakh range as the average ticket size, which for an HNI client today is par for the course.
Correct, right. Also, Jay, I know this doesn't impact the discretionary end of the higher end of the market, but how do you see the festive demand panning out? We are into the festive season and the wedding season is coming up. How do you see this entire GST rate rationalization impacting your business and the demand for this year's festive season on a year-on-year basis?
See, I think this year we've seen most of the growth has come out of average ticket size or average bill value. Volume growth in terms of number of buyers, etc., has been very muted. In fact, virtually, absent. I think this, in a series of moves by the government, earlier in the earlier part of the year, the budgetary announcement on income tax relief, the continued investment in infrastructure, RBI is injecting liquidity into through their policy decisions, and now this with GST, I think it will create a positive trigger because the second order, third order benefits of this is what will flow through in the economy, and we are hopeful that the economy will respond to the many moves that the government is making.
Right. Also, Jay, the diamond market is finally showing signs of stabilizing after a considerable correction of a good 40%. But now we have the overhang of the entire trade war that's happening. Do you see that impacting your business? Now, I know your exposure is very little, but do you see the diamond market in India getting impacted?
So diamond rates of 40% and all, so those are all diamond rough trading prices which the customer doesn't see. As far as our diamond prices were concerned, it was hardly a 5% correction that happened, that too for selected big sizes.
Okay.
So that is, in fact, in the smaller stones, the prices have gone up. I don't know about the tariff thing, how it affects the Indian customer or how it affects prices. I'm not sure, because anyway, the diamonders had reduced their inventories and therefore moderated the prices. So let's see. I think a lot of diamonds have got exported to the US ahead of these tariffs, and therefore they are probably covered for the season. And I'm sure some of these things will settle down. Some of it could be posturing, some of them may be here to stay.
True. Ajoy, besides that, we also have the gold prices that are sitting at record high levels. Do you see any impact coming in on your jewelry business? Has that impacted your volumes? And do you see
gold prices have been high, and this year the customer has been hit hard by the 25% plus increase in gold price over last year, and that has impacted buyer growth, as I mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why most of the growth has come out of ticket size growth and hardly any volume growth is there. For us, volumes is buyers. So the customer in the entry point has got impacted and may continue to be impacted, though I think festive season, things change around a bit.
That.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, Ajoy, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, today I'm in